This is News 8 Now this morning.
The barcode on the edge of the ballot might be being read incorrectly. There could be maybe a dirty header on the machine that needs cleaned, and that's the point of the test ahead of time, to work out any of those kinks before Election Day.
Teenagers are very good to getting knowledge out to them and adjusting their behavior. We saw that with prescription drugs.
Just a tradition. It's been open 90 years, so this year's our 90th year in business. It's the roller skating car hops. It's the mom and pop feel.
Well, I'm hoping that this is something that they'll remember and maybe interest them in the future and becoming involved. They can always get their gavel out and run for mayor in the future.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye-opener. I'm Sophia Pullman.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is March 28th, 2023. Wow, I can't believe March is almost over.
I know, we're almost into April. Can you believe that?
No.
No April Fool's joke. It's coming.
It's gonna be here.
It's coming, yeah. And you know, I'm happy to say that we got some nice weather once again.
I know, the sun. Well, it's gonna be in the 30s tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, no thank you.
I know, and that's all thanks to that cold front moving in today, which, by the way, we could even be, you know, talking about some snow showers with that system as well. Right now, we're only tracking a few clouds across the Coulee region. This is mainly focused to the south, though. The rest of us are just looking at mostly clear skies here this morning across the area. But again, let's focus on some of those clouds. You can see they're mainly down to the south here across our southern communities, right near the Prairie du Chien area, looking at some overcast conditions. But other than that, our current temperatures right now are into the 20s, some of us into the teens, though. Sparta's at 16. Black River Falls is at 22, same temperature there in Eau Claire, 27, Winona, 27 La Crosse, 22 Eau Claire, 30 degrees though down in Prairie du Chien where we're seeing some of those clouds. So here's a look at the planner today. Lots of sunshine to work with. Temperatures warming up into the 30s by 11 o'clock, followed by the 40s late this afternoon, and around 5 o'clock we should hit our high of about 46 degrees as well. All under mainly sunny skies and light westerly winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour during the day today. Now stay tuned. In just a few minutes we'll have a check on your full weather forecast. I'll let you know if we could be talking about some rain chances later this week. Sophia?
Thanks, Derek. Let's get to some news this morning. A $1,000 cash bond was set for a Mondovi man who fired a gun outside a bar. 21-year-old Alexander Knutson is facing multiple charges that involve recklessly endangering safety. According to the Monroe County District, Knutson was drunk and waving a gun inside the Hunting Shack Gentlemen's Club in Sparta. Police say people in the bar pushed him outside, where he fired off multiple rounds from a handgun. He then drove away. Police say they found him in a crashed vehicle later near County Highway A in La Crosse County. Knutson's attorney for the bond hearing said the second-degree recklessly endangering safety charge is too harsh. The judge disagreed.
The second-degree reckless endangerment charge on the complaint perhaps is an overcharging because there is no evidence that he discharged the firearm at a person or that any person was specifically endangered, which are both requirements from the statute.
Well, the combination of him discharging a firearm while he was extremely intoxicated after he got kicked out of a bar is very disturbing to court.
During the bond hearing, the district attorney said Knutson had a .178 blood alcohol level when he was booked into jail. This is still being investigated by authorities. Knutson will return to court in May. Teen overdose deaths have doubled in the last 3 years, and fentanyl may be the cause. Teens often unknowingly consume the drug through laced pills or other drugs. One health official says that the rate of teen deaths isn't as high in our area, but Gunderson Health System has been treating more and more teens. He says raising awareness is key to saving kids from overdoses because it's been done before.
Teenagers are very good to getting knowledge out to them and adjusting their behavior. We saw that with prescription drugs.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, call the Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline at 211. We're just a week away from Election Day, and Wisconsin municipal clerks are making sure electronic voting equipment is safe and accurate. State law says clerks have to host a public testing of equipment within 10 days of each election. City clerks, like in La Crosse and Onalaska, feed pre-marked ballots through their machines and made sure that the machine read the ballots correctly. Machines have to be 100% correct to be used in an election, and both city clerks say the machines ran perfectly. Clerks say it's a way to give voters confidence in the system.
The barcode on the edge of the ballot might be being read incorrectly. There could be maybe a dirty header on the machine that needs cleaned, and that's the point of the test ahead of time, to work out any of those kinks before Election Day.
After the test, the machines are sealed and won't be touched again until Election Day. They say voters are able to vote absentee in person all week. We have La Crosse City Hall voting hours on our website. Election Day is next Tuesday, April 4th. Next week, the village of West Salem is asking voters for more money to hire more police officers. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen spoke with West Salem's police chief to break down where those tax dollars could go.
In West Salem, Police Chief Kyle Holzhausen is used to answering the call.
We only have 10 sworn officers. We don't provide 24/7 police coverage to the village. So we've seen an increase over that decade in crimes. So it can be challenging and frustrating sometimes to even get your work done.
The village police received a record number of 8,000 calls for service last year.
So it definitely then puts a burden on those other agencies.
Chief Holzhausen says in the last 10 years, calls for police have gone up 100%. And with the village of West Salem projected to grow, those numbers could only go up.
It's going to face us with more challenging calls for service and putting more of that demand on the officers. So this will help us offset that workload.
This Holzhausen is talking about is a $500,000 public safety referendum. In that referendum, the village of West Salem is asking voters to help them add to their staff.
Because of the tax levy limits that have been frozen for the last decade, we're in a position where the budgets are tough, and in order to hire additional police officers, we have to go to referendum to ask for voter approval.
That levy would add 3 new officers and a part-time records clerk. If the community says yes, it would cost the average homeowner just over $19 more a month in property taxes. That money would go toward pay, benefits, training, and all necessary equipment. Holzhausen says if voters say yes, it will make the community a safer place to be.
It's going to help offset that workload and help allow officers or dedicated staff to focus on specific crimes to help us tackle those.
In West Salem, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
At a recent West Salem School Board meeting, West Salem's police chief said one of those 3 new officers would be a dedicated investigator position to help the department deal with a rise in serious crimes. Voters in the village of West Salem will decide on April 4th. If approved, that tax increase will be permanent starting in 2024. We have more details on news8000.com. 4 students got a real-life lesson in local government as they served as mayor for the day in La Crescent. The group got to sit in a city council meeting. These students wrote essays for a contest sponsored by the League of Minnesota Cities, and one of the winners, Katie Veglon, won at the statewide level. The mayor of La Crescent, Mike Pellinger, had special personalized gavels made for each student, hoping it will continue their interest in local government.
Well, I'm hoping that this is something that they'll remember and maybe interest them in the future in becoming involved. They can always get their gavel out and run for mayor in the future.
At the meeting, students introduced resolutions and called for votes from the council members. The first official day of spring may have been last week, but it's not spring in La Crosse until one restaurant opens. As our own Dua Schrar explains, this isn't just opening day for Rudy's, it's also their 90th year in business.
Hey, welcome to Rudy's. What can I get for you today?
In cities like this one, people come and go.
I live in Chicago now, but was born and raised in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
New businesses pop up here and there.
We always come here, have to be here.
Some things, though, never change.
A lot of the regular customers come back to see us. Everybody's excited that springtime is finally here.
Rudy's Drive-In is a peek into La Crosse's history.
We did not roller skate. That started probably 2 years after I was done.
On La Crosse Street, community members come together to enjoy a staple.
People that came in every Tuesday night we knew, every Wednesday night we knew their names. It was that kind of a thing.
And the food was good.
And of course the food was great.
One that's been around for decades.
Just a tradition. It's been open 90 years, so this year's our 90th year in business.
3 bacon cheeseburgers, plain, only bacon and cheese, and a family fry.
The cool spring breeze marks another year of root beer and burgers.
Glad to be back open, glad to see everybody, and just looking forward to a great year.
Reporting in La Crosse, the West Shore, News 8 Now.
Says it's still looking for additional workers. If you'd like to spend a summer surrounded by roller skates, floats, and French fries, you can apply on their website. Something almost as exciting has opened up as well. The City of La Crosse yard waste and brush site is now available. If you are a La Crosse resident, you can bring yard waste here any day of the week. We spoke with a man who was waiting patiently for the site to open. He appreciates it because he uses it about 3 to 4 times a year.
We have a very small property here on the south side, but you know, we've got an awful lot of brush and things to clear up and old leaves, and you know, it's really great to be able to bring it here.
Items like logs, dirt, and food waste will not be accepted. If you'd like to learn more about this service, we've posted it on our website. Still ahead on your morning news, find out how Little Debbie celebrates 60 years of providing yummy snacks. And the spring break travel rush is on, and the surge in demand is raising concerns as the industry continues to struggle with staffing shortages and aviation incidents. We'll explain that and more coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A call comes in, and these 4 roll out Engine House 26. It sits in St. Louis, Missouri. It's one of the busiest fire hubs in the city. And over the course of 15 years, only 2 female firefighters have been hired. On Tuesday, 4 women made history by being the first all-female firefighter crew. At first, for the St. Louis Fire Department, what a story during Women's History Month. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning after the break.
Mainly clear conditions here this morning with the majority of the cloud cover focused down to the south, right near the Prairie du Chien area. But overall today, dog walking conditions are looking good. Lots of sunshine here this morning and also into the afternoon, followed by the evening hours, still looking mainly clear. With our temperatures today looking a little bit cooler. You'll notice that in La Crosse County, at least, our temperatures will be into the mid-40s with 45 in West Salem and 46 today in Onalaska and La Crosse. Further south we go in Lynxville will be 45. Westby today looking at a high of 43. Into Trempealeau, 44 here for you. Meanwhile, Black River Falls, you're looking at a high of 44. Highs into the upper 30s for our north zones along the Chippewa Valley here this afternoon. So overall, Schoolcast this morning, we will be looking at temperatures at 27 degrees, mostly clear skies to work with. On the way back, we should be looking at temperatures rising a little bit more towards the 42-degree mark. Lots of sunshine here, though, this afternoon to work with, and really not a cloud in the sky can really be said. We'll talk more about this, plus some rain chances that we could be looking at in the full weather forecast in just a few minutes. Plus, I do want to also mention that we could be looking at some snow showers. All that and more coming up in just a bit. Stay tuned.
In your consumer news this morning, breakfast just got a lot sweeter. Just in time for the 60th anniversary of the iconic Little Debbie Swiss rolls. Cereal company Kellogg and Little Debbie are joining forces once again to create another treat. Inspired cereal with their latest collab, Swiss Roll Cereal. Kellogg's Little Debbie Swiss Roll Cereal is the 4th Little Debbie treat to be transformed into a cereal. Kellogg's Little Debbie Swiss Roll cereal will be available nationwide starting in April. The spring break travel rush is on, and the surge in demand is raising concerns as the industry continues to struggle with staffing shortages and aviation incidents. CNN's Pete Martinez has more from Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia.
Spring break travel is soaring back to normal and renewing worry that your flight could be canceled. Meltdowns plagued the FAA in January, Southwest Airlines over the holidays, and industry-wide last summer.
The air travel system is under great stress.
The Federal Aviation Administration is already warning of a shortage of air traffic controllers that could cause increased delays at New York's 3 major airports this summer. There, a key air traffic control facility is at only 54% staffing.
We're seeing it with delays, we're seeing it with cancellations, and that is leading some travelers to say, you know what, I would travel more if we could fix that air travel experience.
The latest figures from travel site Hopper show many travelers are concerned about flight disruptions. 20% of Hopper's spring break travelers are buying extra trip protection. That's on top of rising airfare, up 4%, Hopper says, compared to 2019.
They were quite pricey this time of year, I guess, due to spring break and due to what's going on in the economy.
They go up one day, they go down the next day. Just be diligent, be on point, and when you see that good price you want, hit the button.
Even still, industry figures say 158 million Americans will fly for spring break. That's an average of 2.6 million travelers each day.
We're expecting this spring break to likely break records for number of travelers who are getting out there and how much they're spending, given the huge demand coming out of the pandemic.
The top destinations, Las Vegas, Orlando, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Miami, where the airport says demand is 20% higher than 2019. So high that officials are asking you to show up 3 hours before a domestic flight instead of the typical 2 hours.
There are very few off-peak times right now for us. We have been the best alternative to leaving the country since COVID.
This year's spring break travel rush is expected to top pre-pandemic levels. That's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek in today's forecast.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sophia. Sure is a nice clear start here this morning behind me from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. Our current temperatures are at 27 degrees in La Crosse, but it does feel like it's 18, however, when you factor in the wind chill, thanks to that north to northwesterly wind at around 9 miles an hour. Meanwhile, to the north in Eau Claire, we're currently sitting at 22 degrees with clear skies. It does feel much colder at 16 when you factor in the northwest winds at 5 miles an hour. Visibility, though, looking good at around 10 miles. Current temperatures across the area, 27 in Winona, 22, Black River Falls, 24, Volkfield, 26 in Viroqua. Check out Sparta this morning at 16 degrees. We're seeing the low 30s down south in Bosque Belt and Prairie du Chien as well. High temperatures into the upper 30s, mid to upper 30s actually across our Chippewa Valley areas, and we're looking at mid 40s pretty much for everyone else in the Coulee region, with 48 today expected if you're down south in Bosque Belt. Some of the warmer temperatures further south there. 35 and lots of sunshine at noon today, 44 and still pretty sunny at around 4 o'clock today. We're looking at partly cloudy skies by 8 o'clock this evening. Temperatures at around 39 degrees. Plenty of clear skies right now in the satellite picture. We are looking at just some cloudy skies mainly down to the south along our southern communities, along the Prairie du Chien area, looking a little bit cloudy. Those clouds, though, will pull out of here by around 1 o'clock, and we're looking mainly sunny here for the most part as we head into the afternoon. Now, as we fast forward into overnight tonight, we're watching a cold front that's going to move through here tonight, and behind it, we could be looking at some developing snow showers pushing their way across portions of the area, mainly across our central and southern communities around the 2 o'clock hour, and then everything should exit the area as it pushes to the south by 9 o'clock following the cold front. Now, heading into the day tomorrow, we're watching this big area of high pressure developing to our west. That system is going to be pulling in our general direction. That's going to give us plenty of sunshine and also dry weather conditions to work with. But I have to warn you, though, tomorrow's going to be much colder. In fact, we are forecasting highs to be around 35 degrees thanks to that cold front dragging in a lot of cold air from the north into the Coulee region. For Thursday and Friday, we're watching a developing storm system taking shape. That could give us some rain showers and some pretty wet conditions in general to work with to end the work week, especially for the day on Friday. And behind it, we could be watching some of that rain transition over to some snow as we head into Friday night into early Saturday, followed by cloudy skies still lingering in its wake on Sunday, maybe even into Monday of next week. Another chance of rain is possible on Tuesday, but overall, these high temperatures mainly into the 40s and 50s with the exception of tomorrow, and low temperatures mainly into the 20s and 30s. But a couple days like Wednesday and Thursday morning, we could wake up into the teens. Stay with us, though. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break with a look what happened on this day in history for March 28th. We'll be right back.
to the Blitz. With just 8 games to go in the regular season, the Bucks are currently the best team in the NBA. They're a game and a half ahead of Boston for the top spot in the East, and Milwaukee's hoping to hold on to that #1 seed as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Bucks in Detroit last night taking on the Pistons. No Giannis for Milwaukee, but no problem early. First quarter, Brook Lopez throws it down. Bucks go up by 3. Then in the second, Chris Middleton going to work. Spin, step back is pure. Milwaukee goes up 6. Here come the Pistons, though, later in the quarter. Jaden Ivey is going to knock down the 3. That makes it a 4-point game, but the Bucks get some separation. Javon Carter wide open in the corner, splashes home the triple. 6-point advantage for the Bucks at the break. Third quarter, Detroit determined to make this one interesting. Ivey high off the glass, count it, +1. Deficit cut back to 4, but in the fourth, it's Carter again. Absolute money. He was 6 of 7 from downtown, 22 points in this one. But the star of the night, Chris Middleton, a game-high 34 points. Brook Lopez chipping in with 24 and 14. And the shorthanded Bucks get back on track. They get the win 126-117. The Badgers are in Sin City this week. The Final Four of the NIT set to take place in Las Vegas beginning tonight with the semifinal matchups. The Badgers getting busy earlier yesterday at the Orleans Arena as the team focuses on getting the chance to keep on playing. Wisconsin has passed the first 3 tests in the NIT. The Badgers going through Bradley and Liberty both at home, then getting a big win out west against Oregon last week. And now the stage is set for the Final 4 teams. Wisconsin will take on North Texas tonight. The winner punches its ticket to the NIT Championship on Thursday. Tip-off for tonight's semifinal is set for 6 p.m. on ESPN. Opening day right around the corner for the Brewers. They'll be in Chicago on Thursday to take on the rival Cubs. Still some work to do in spring training, though. Milwaukee falling 12-8 to Colorado yesterday, but a silver lining for the Crew, a breakout performance from one of their big off-season acquisitions, William Contreras. What a day for the catcher. 2 3-run homers in this one, 6 RBI on the day for Contreras. So hopefully a good sign for the Brewers as we get closer to opening day. Just 2 days until opening day for the Twins. They looked ready to go yesterday. Minnesota jumping all over Pittsburgh early in the second. Hernan Perez crushes a 3-run shot the other way. It's 4-0 Twins. Then in the third, Donovan Solano joins in on the fun. This one gets out in a hurry, his first of the spring. A 2-run blast makes it 7-0 Minnesota. Twins hang on for the win 8-4. They'll be in Kansas City for opening day Thursday to start a 3-game series with the Royals. Pablo Lopez gets the ball for Minnesota. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Police in Nashville, Tennessee are processing the shooting scene at the Covenant School where 3 children and 3 adults were killed Monday. Authorities say the 28-year-old shooter was a former student at the elementary school, had a manifesto and detailed plans for the attack. 3 guns, including 2 assault weapons, were used in the shooting. A Minnesota man's knack for capturing nature on camera has earned him a Lifetime Achievement Award from National Geographic. 77-year-old Jim Brandenburg says his natural instinct, a good eye, and a passion for capturing nature helped him capture his memorable photographs, and that earning the prestigious National Geographic Lifetime Achievement Award came as a surprise.
This one nearly shocked me to the point where I thought it was a joke. I feel a little bit embarrassed because I know many that should have had it before me.
Galleries of Brandenburg's work are showcased in his hometown in Lacrene, Minnesota. He has more books set to be released and 2 more movies in the works. It was a sweet Sunday for anyone who visited the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum today. Spring is maple tree tapping season, and last weekend they celebrated Maple Fest, where visitors see firsthand how the sauce is made. Marielle Mose explains why this super snowy winter has set up for a successful syrup season.
Joining the chorus in the sounds of spring. It was a brisk but educational Sunday morning.
Yeah, so we can go to this tap tree station.
It's cool. It's interesting. It's nice to learn about, honestly.
As visitors got to see firsthand how syrup is made from the 380 maple trees at the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum.
We saw pancakes, we saw maple syrup, and we were like, woo, it's March, it's time to get outside.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Sugar House.
Horticulturist Richard DeVries shows how this machine takes the sap they collect and removes all the water from it until only the sugary syrup is left.
We can evaporate about 100 gallons per hour.
Spring is the perfect time to tap trees for sap, but success is fully weather dependent.
So it needs to freeze at night, like in the 20s, and then be in the 40s during the day, or at least above freezing during the day. That the tree builds up pressure, and that's when we can collect the sap.
Well, it's been one of our snowiest winters on record. All of this snowpack has actually insulated the ground and made for a great maple production season.
But now, like, all the snow is going to melt and the trees have plenty of access to water.
More groundwater leads to more sap, and right now DeVries and his team have 700 gallons of sap to cook down, and the season has just started.
We have so much sap right now, every collection tank that we have is full.
The sweet smell of sugar fills the forest for now, until it's replaced by what grows here next.
By the time the maple syrup season wraps up, like the first wildflowers will be flowering, all the snow will be gone.
The weather conditions have been so good this year, they expect to be tapping through the end of April, so there's still a chance to go to the Arboretum's Sugar House. Tapping wasn't ideal for everyone, as the state known for its cheese is also moving full swing on tapping maple syrup. Maple syrup making season is underway in northeast Wisconsin. March's weather apparently makes this an ideal time of year for maple syrup production in the area. Experts say snow helps keep the temperature of the sap cooler, which allows for them to make the syrup. Because of that, maple syrup makers in Manitowoc County actually wish their area had gotten more snow during the recent winter storm.
We got a little jump on it early this year because of the mild winter. We knew the temperatures were warm all winter, so we were prepared to start tapping in February.
Too cold and the sap stops flowing, but only temporarily. Too warm and the tree starts to bud, turning sap bitter and ending the maple syrup season.
Well, this morning overall a mostly clear start. There are a few clouds here, mainly down to the south around the Prairie du Chien area, but other than that, we're talking about clear weather conditions here for this morning, which, by the way, are expected to last into the rest of the day today. Lots of sunshine, mostly sunny, 46 degrees. It will be a little on the cooler side, though, with a bit of a west-northwest breeze at 10 to 20 miles an hour. For tonight, temperatures dropping to 17 degrees, cloudy skies and some snow showers, especially later on at night. Overnight, west-northwest winds slightly breezy, 10 to 20 miles an hour. For your zone forecast today, 46 in Berry Mills, 46 as well in Shelby, 45 in Mindoro and Holmen, 43 today if you're in Viroqua. Meanwhile, further off towards the east in Lafarge, you're looking at 46, 43 in Blair today, 43 in Arcadia, and 44 in Winona. And lastly, the Chippewa Valley today, our high temperatures are expected to be into the upper 30s with 39 degrees in Eau Claire. Your DriveCast this morning, plenty of sun, and we're going to be looking pretty dry and quiet as we head into your lunch hour commute at with sunny skies, clear skies lasting as we head into the early evening hour commute as well. We'll have a final check on your full weather forecast after the break, and also coming up in our Buzz Report, find out what world-famous archaeologist is back for a 5th movie. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, it sure is a gorgeous start here to the morning so far. City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse confirming that here for us this morning. Temperatures are at 27 degrees now. Visibility looking good for your morning commute at 10 miles. We're looking at winds out of the north-northwest at around 9 miles an hour, making it slightly chilly when you factor in the wind chill, of course. In Eau Claire, it's looking clear here. Temperatures at 22. It does feel like 16 degrees, however, from that wind chill out of the northwest at around 5 miles an hour for the wind speeds. We're looking at 22 now in Black River Falls, 24 in Volkfield. Sparta is currently at 17 degrees, very cold there. Viroqua at 26. Boscobel and Prairie du Chien currently are into the low 30s. Forecast high temperatures today, mainly into the low to mid 40s. We are going to feel the mid to upper 30s along the Chippewa Valley today. 44 in Winona this afternoon. Highs very close to the low 50s down in Prairie du Chien and in the Boscobel area. 25 and clear skies is what we can expect by 7. By noon today, 35 degrees and sunny. Those sunny skies will continue through 4 o'clock, 44 being the temperature. And then by 8 o'clock, temperatures drop a little bit more to about 39 under partly cloudy skies. Overall, a very nice clear start, as you can see on the satellite picture. A few clouds, though, mainly down in the south around the Prairie du Chien area. You guys are currently looking out slightly on the cloudy side, but we do expect those clouds to move away from us by around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And by that point, I do expect everybody to be pretty sunny. As we head into overnight tonight, we're going to be watching this cold front move through. That's going to help drop down our temperatures, not just for tonight, but also into the day tomorrow. At the same time, we may even see a little bit of snow here develop on the back side of this cold front here moving through. And that snow is going to follow that front as it moves south and should exit the area by around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, at the same time, here comes an area of high pressure moving in from the west. That's going to give us plenty of sunshine and overall pretty dry weather conditions. But I have to warn you, though, tomorrow, because we had that cold front that's going to move through, our temperatures are going to drop quite a bit. In fact, we're expecting highs into the mid-30s for Wednesday, followed by the 40s on Thursday, with good chances of rain showers and even better chances of rain here, it looks like, on Friday. Now, Friday night into early Saturday, we could be watching some of that rain transition over to some snow. We'll keep our eyes on that, but otherwise, cloudy skies Sunday, mostly cloudy on Monday. We have those chances of rain showers as we head into Tuesday of next week as well. High temperatures for the most part in the 40s and 50s, with the only exception for tomorrow, of course. We will be looking at our lows mainly into the 20s and 30s across the area.
Thank you, Derek, for our weather report. We have Stephen with us, and Stephen is involved with the Becky Shaw play by Gray Area Production at the Pump House Regional Arts Center. Stephen, can you tell us about the production?
Sure, yeah. It's a romantic, dark comedy about people and their status and wanting more.
So what made you want to pursue this type of production?
It's the type of play that doesn't get done in a lot of small communities. It's dark and it's challenging, but it's witty and funny, and without the other, like, Oklahomas of the world. Yeah. We don't get to do this kind of thing, so it's a unique chance for us artists of this ilk in La Crosse to do.
What was it like setting up and preparing for this?
This one was hard. So it's because the characters aren't like broad like most characters. They are very human. So if you and I are sitting here talking to each other, I'm saying words, but everything in my life is filtering through my mouth, right? So that's how these characters have to be. They have to be very human and grounded, and it's very difficult and challenging to play.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm curious, what ages are involved in this production?
Yeah, so the show is about a dysfunctional family and a blind date that goes kind of awry, and that group of 4 are mid-30s. And then there's a maternal character, Susan, who is in her 60s.
Okay, and were there any challenges getting prepared for this?
Quite a lot, yeah. Quite a few, yeah. It was hard, very hard work. I'm incredibly proud of the 5 actors that I got to direct. Colin Thalen, Megan Larson, Dominique Lukey, Alex Kent, and Kate Mayer. They put in incredibly hard work. Getting them together was hard enough. Finding the right people for the 5 parts was hard enough. And then they came through in spades, working like professionals while being really a volunteer army.
How much time is put into something like this?
I have had them captive for 2 months from their families. Wow. So yeah, I mean, talk about day lives and family lives, and then every night, Monday through Friday, they were mine for 3 hours. So it was a lot of work.
Well, this sounds like a really cool production. Where can people find tickets, and what about the cost?
Yeah, it's $15 for the general public, $10 for Pump House members, $7 for military students and seniors. You can get them at thepumphouse.org or get them at the doors. Doors are at 7 o'clock Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They are at 1:30 on Sunday for our matinees, with showtime a half hour after that.
And can you, for anyone who hasn't been, can you tell us where it is, what we can expect?
In the beautiful theater district of La Crosse, right down there on the river by the Weber Center, right across the street. Piggy's is down there. I think it's Front and something. I don't know the names of the street. You head towards the river, stop if you start getting wet. That's the best way to put it.
And what days and what times are your shows?
Thursday, we got one more weekend, Thursday through Sunday this week, 7:30 showtimes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, that sounds. Please do. I know, I love plays.
I do
stuff.
too.
It's so
I
cool.
was like going, I went to the most recent play I had gone to, it was actually a ballet over Christmas. But I always enjoy going to these things. So are you an actor?
I am, yeah. Gray Area is a new production company that's put together by some people who went to school here, Viterbo and UWL and whatnot. I got to be in a production of theirs at the start of this season called Mitzi's Abortion, and now I'm directing this one, and they're going to announce their next season that hopefully I'll be a part of as well.
And then you go through like an audition process if you want to.
Yes and no. So like I auditioned one of the spots for this show, but I tapped actors that I ran a sketch show for 8 years here in town, and I've worked with actors in every facet possible. So there were some people that we worked together that like, no, I want you for this project. And then there were some like, I don't know who I want, so let me see who I want. So it kind of works both ways.
Very exciting. Well, thank you for being here, Stephen.
I hope I see you guys this weekend.
Yes, everyone go check it out. Is there a website where they...
ThePumpHouse.org will have all the information they need.
And the name of the production one more time?
Becky Shaw.
Becky Shaw. Everyone go check that out this weekend. And thank you again, Stephen, for being here.
Thank you so
we
much.
appreciate
This is
it.
great.
Yes. Kelly Clarkson announced on social media she's launching a new album. We will have that 10-night engagement in Las Vegas this summer. The album's title is Chemistry, inspired by the emotional journey of her relationship with her now ex-husband. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny will premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May. In this latest installment, Harrison Ford is joined by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who plays the archaeologist's goddaughter. The film hits theaters in the U.S. in June. A future wizard is on the way. Actor Daniel Radcliffe, who famously played Harry Potter, announced he and his longtime partner, Aaron Dark, are expecting their first child. The couple has been together for 10 years. Radcliffe has previously said he would not mind if his future children wanted to follow in his footsteps and be involved in movies. He says he wants to protect them from fame. Said it in the first hour, I'll say it again. I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm a Slytherin, which is one of the houses.
And you read all the books, too.
Yes, read all the books first. I'm going to have to...
She knows her stuff.
We're going to have to see what house you were in. I'm curious. Maybe a Hufflepuff?
I do like the movies. They're a little long. But.
Thanks, Derek. Usually before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. But unfortunately, there were no submissions today.
Yeah, so no birthdays. What's going on with that? That's like almost impossible.
Maybe we're missing it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, hopefully not. If we did, make sure to send it in again. We'll get it in tomorrow. But I don't know, maybe someone forgot to submit. Who knows? But make sure to get those birthdays in if you can.
And if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photos to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. We're just a week away from Election Day, and Wisconsin municipal clerks are making sure electronic voting equipment is safe and accurate. State law says clerks have to host a public testing of equipment within 10 days of each election. City clerks, like in La Crosse and on Alaska, feed pre-marked ballots through their machines and made sure that the machine read the ballots correctly. Machines have to be 100% correct to be used in an election, and both city clerks say the machines ran perfectly. Clerk says it's a way to give voters confidence in the system.
Barcode on the edge of the ballot might be being read incorrectly. There could be maybe a dirty header on the machine that needs cleaned, and that's the point of the test ahead of time, to work out any of those kinks before Election Day.
After the test, the machines are sealed and won't be touched again until Election Day. They say voters are able to vote absentee in person all week. We have La Crosse City Hall voting hours on our website. Election Day is next Tuesday, April 4th. 4 students got a real-life lesson in local government as they served as mayor for the day in La Crescent. The group got to sit in a city council meeting. These students wrote essays for a contest sponsored by the League of Minnesota Cities, and one of the winners, Katie Veglon, won at the statewide level. The mayor of La Crescent, Mike Pellinger, had special personalized gavels made for each student, hoping it will continue their interest in local government.
Well, I'm hoping that this is something that they'll remember and maybe interest them in the future in becoming involved. They can always get their gavel out and run for mayor in the future.
At the meeting, students introduced resolutions and called for votes from the council members. The City of La Crosse yard waste and brush site is now available. If you are a La Crosse resident, you can bring yard waste here any day of the week. We spoke with a man who was patiently waiting for the site to open. He says he appreciates it because he uses it about 3 to 4 times a year.
We have a very small property here on the south side, but you know, we've got an awful lot of brush and things to clear up and old leaves, and you know, it's really great to be able to bring it here.
Items like logs, dirt, and food waste will not be accepted. If you'd like to learn more about this service, we posted more information at news8000.com.
As you head out the door this morning, temperatures are into the 20s, lots of sunshine to work with this morning, but also throughout the day today, there's going to be plenty of sun to go around. Temperatures warming up into the 30s late morning into the early afternoon. Between around 3 to 5 p.m. or so, I'm expecting temperatures to warm up into those low to mid 40s with westerly winds there in place. And a check on your 8-day forecast shows us that tomorrow we're looking pretty similar, but colder though as far as our temperatures go. We'll be 35. Looking at the chances of rain showers for Thursday and Friday, maybe some rumbles of thunder there. We'll keep our eyes on that, but looks like maybe even some of that rain transitioning over to snow Friday night into Saturday. So something we'll have to watch out for.
It can be cold out as long as the sun's out.
Yeah, hey, that rhymes. I like that.
What did I
yeah,
say?
you just rhymed. Plenty of sun. I don't remember.
We'll have to rewatch it. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching News 8 Now. Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day on news8000.com. We'll have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 Now at noon. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for watching News 8.